Oh. Everybody calls me the big man with the big plan, and cooking is no exception, let me tell ya. Time and time again, I've demonstrated myself as being a cooking master, and I think everyone watching right now knows that. I've got the skills. I've got the pizzazz. I've got the motor function.
That didn't work.
I've got the talent. Everybody knows I've got the talent. When you've reached sort of a height in your career with your ability and your skill, I think it's important that you sort of branch out. One of the things that I've noticed in quarantine is that everybody's gardening. People are getting out their petunias, they're getting out their roses. It's a gardening world now, okay? We're getting green. I thought to myself, wow, I should really beat the shit out of every single green-thumbed bastard that I see on the street. And I realized on top of that that would be a felony and that I would go to jail. So I kind of scurried away from that idea because it would be a felony. So the question that I had to run into was, how do I combine cooking, my greatest talent, and then combine it with gardening, my worst enemy? I had to really dig deep, okay? I had to do some soul searching, and what I figured out was that I'm going to be baking a cake with only gardening tools.
Alright folks, here we are in the cooking portion of the video. This is where the nitty-gritty happens. We've got a couple cooking supplies here, but that's not the main cooking supplies, because I made another stop while I was out getting supplies. I went to Lowe's. What did I get at Lowe's? Some of you may be wondering, Ted, what the hell? You'd be justified in thinking that, I suppose. This is cooking with gardening tools. Okay? Which means I have to act as much of a gardener as possible, right? I also made sure to get some gardening gloves that are a little bit too small on me. These are so squeaky. I'm ready to garden. Behold, a trowel. Do I take the tag off? I'm so fucking strong. This is a hand weeder? Oh. I think this is probably going to be the best thing that we've got for mixing stuff. What are we going to do with these pots, you may be asking? We're going to be baking the cake in the pots. And you might be saying, oh, Ted, calm down. Put down the fucking terracotta pot. No. The cake that I'm making is a southern red velvet cake that I found on the Food Network website. It doesn't necessarily call for terracotta pots for cooking. So for a lot of this, I think we're gonna be, riding in the dark here. My idea is that when the cake comes out, one of them's gonna be like that. And then I could make a mini pot and then put it on top like that. And it'll look like a glorious red velvet masterpiece. If it turns out to be in the same shape as this and it ends up being good, I'm gonna give myself a gold star. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. Not yet. So with all that being said, let's just get right into the ingredients, okay? Vegetable oil for the pans. 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. 1.5 cups of sugar. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of fine salt. It also calls for another 1.5 cups of vegetable oil, 1 cup of buttermilk at room temperature, 2 large eggs. Here's the thing, the recipe calls for red food coloring. Red food coloring is kind of what makes red velvet cake. But I kid you not, I was tossing and turning through the fucking store at Wegmans and I could not find red food coloring. Why, Wegmans? Why would you betray me like this? A little dicky of you, I'll be honest. It's probably not gonna look that bad, but just if you're wondering why the red velvet cake is not red, that's why. 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of white distilled vinegar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're also gonna try to make the cream cheese frosting. I don't know how good that's gonna go. 1 pound of cream cheese, which is essentially 2 8-ounce packets. 4 cups. confectioner's sugar, I got powdered sugar, and I just realized right now that they may be different things. We're gonna use this though because I absolutely refuse to go back to the store. 2 sticks of unsalted butter. We're using Kerrygold. If you're not using Kerrygold, you're dead to me. Another teaspoon of vanilla extract. I kept seeing all of these different green sprinkles, and I thought it would be really fun if we made it look like it's grass or something. So I've got a bunch of green colored sprinkles. This could spell my disaster. These sprinkles right here, they could be the end of me. The first direction is to heat the oven to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. So I'm gonna go fucking do that. In a large bowl, sift together the flour, sugar, baking soda, salt, and cocoa powder. Fine, I'll do it. Man, this is gonna be harder with these fucking gloves on. I don't have any leverage on this. Uh, 2.5 cups all-purpose flour. Okay, gotta put it in this. There we go. Boom. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, let's try to open this. I don't even think I have a teaspoon. Let's just hope I get it right. I'm putting that in there and hoping it's enough. 1.5 cups sugar. This is how I'll get it in. I'll pour it through the trowel. Oh, that's kind of epic. Now there's sugar all over my phone. 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder. I'm just gonna do like half of a tablespoon and hope that that's a teaspoon. I don't know. And then I need the salt. I'm thinking that's a teaspoon, but I have no idea. Okay, so now I just need to sift them together. So I'm just gonna go like that with the weed remover. What should I call this recipe? I feel like this is a recipe that no one's ever done before. I call it the garden party. Ted's fancy garden party. These are like cutting off my circulation, but I must prevail. That looks sifted, I think. Okay, next let's do the wet ingredients. In another large bowl, whisk together the oil, buttermilk, eggs, food coloring, vinegar, and vanilla, except that we won't add food coloring because we don't have it. Whisk. It says to whisk together. I mean, this is about as good of a whisk as I've ever seen. I mean, it's got the 2 little prongs there. It's a whisk. That is a whisk. 1.5 cups vegetable oil. Oil time, hell yeah. 1 cup of buttermilk. That's a lot of buttermilk. Why does it smell like poop? Time to add the eggs. Ah! Oh, it's on the gloves now. That's great. That's good. It's on the gloves. My favorite part of this is that 1 teaspoon white distilled vinegar. That looks to be about a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Ah! Okay, so we've got everything in here. Look at that. Man, that looks great. That looks like, I couldn't even tell you what that looks like. That looks like looks like an alien. All right, time to whisk. This is not gonna work. It's a lot less effective than a whisk, let me tell you. That honestly looks like I whisked it together. I mean, you guys can't really see that, but smells like it's whisked. Using a standing mixer, that looks like a standing mixer. Mix the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients until just combined and a smooth batter is formed. You know what I think this calls for? The Ripper. Let's just fucking do it. Let's rip it. Yeah! Fuck you. You think you can beat me? No. Not on my watch. Not in Ted Town. And the only person standing in my way is God itself. Does that look like a smooth batter? This is a smooth batter. I need to do some math. I carry the 1. Okay, 55 divided by the parabola. Yeah, that's smooth. Okay, so now I need to prepare the pots to receive the cake. I've got this parchment paper here. I'm hoping that it works. My roommate is telling me that I need to cut a circle to put it at the bottom of the pot. This is the only thing I have, so... Oh! It's cutting. I'm gonna break this glass table, I swear to God. Remember, kids, don't try this at home. I'm an expert in my field. circle. God damn. I hope that holds. Otherwise, we're all fucked. I think I also need to oil up the inside of this. Let's just, you know. Oh, what a mistake. I don't know if I'm supposed to even oil up the inside of a terracotta pot. Wow, this is gonna go so fucking well. It's not even really oiling it, it's just seeping into the pot. Like the oil is becoming one with the terracotta. Hey man, that looks pretty good. What do you think?
I suppose it depends on your standard for good.
What is that supposed to mean? Divide the cake batter evenly amongst the prepared cake pans. Place the pans in the oven evenly spaced apart. Bake, rotating the pans halfway through the cooking. Well, this is a circle, so... I don't think I have enough batter for more than one pot. Good thing I bought 7 pots. It looks like the cake is mostly in it. In the directions it says cook until the cake pulls away from the side of the pans, and a toothpick inserted in the center of the cake comes out clean. I don't know if any of that really applies to what we're doing here, and I also don't even know if this is gonna cook properly inside of the fucking terracotta pot. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know if the pot is going to explode. Let's just fucking do it. I mean, come on, screw them. Let's do this. Okay, so while the cake is cooking, we should make the cream cheese frosting. This one also calls for a stand mixer, which I decidedly do not have. We're just gonna bring out the ripper again, and we're gonna see how that works. And a standing mixer fitted with the paddle attachment, aka in a normal bowl fitted with the ripper attachment. Mix the cream cheese, sugar, and butter on low speed until incorporated. Increase the speed to high and mix until light and fluffy, about 5 minutes. Yes. Boom. Oh, I feel like this cup, this isn't big enough, is it? Whatever. It's definitely not big enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang! So I gotta mix it until incorporated. This is too small. This is definitely too small. Fuck. I'm gonna use the weed thing. Fuck. I gotta get it in between my thighs. Fuck. I don't know how to get a better grip on this. That's starting to look like frosting. I don't know. I gotta add the vanilla a little bit. That's really all I'm running by right now. And time to stand and go at it. Thighs are clenched. You got this. Believe in yourself. Anything is possible. If you got strong iron forearms. Now that looks like frosting. See that? That looks like frosting, baby. This has probably been one of the most physically taxing recipes I've ever done in my entire life. And all because I don't have a fucking stand mixer. I'm doing it like the pioneers did back in the 1800s. They did it with their own 2 hands, covered in soot from working as an industrialist. And there were no environmental laws, so. One of the things I think you should take away from this video is that anything is possible. I'm proving I've got the skills, the talent, and quite honestly, the stamina to be able to do this. I guess we just have to wait for the cake to be done, pretty much. And once it's done, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fully cooked cake. We have successfully cooked it in a flower pot, I'm pretty sure. It smells kind of burnt, I'll be honest. That's pretty freaking cool. I think the next step really is to just frost it and then put the sprinkles on. The recipe said that this would take a half an hour. This took a little bit over 2 hours to cook. So I don't know how it's going to taste, per se. Let's just fucking try to frost it. I guess we're just gonna, I don't know, and just like, I don't think that there is a correct way to do this. No, this is the time-old tale, you know? It's the time-old tale of the guy who frosted a cake with a trowel. This definitely looks like a cake. Now it's time to put the grass on. Oh God, this looks awesome. This looks ridiculous. Look at that. The only thing really left to do now is to cut the cake and to try it out and see for ourselves how we did. Here we go. Time to try it out. You know, That tastes like a cake. A little crunchy on the outside, I'll admit. And I think that's because it was in the oven for 2 fucking hours. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Cooking with Ted. Hope you enjoyed yourself. If you liked the video, then make sure to like the video. And maybe subscribe if you're looking for some more. I feel sticky. Minecraft.